Let's unlock the power of Oracle Fusion Business Intelligence Reporting System, also known as OTBI, to create reports and analysis without writing complex SQL statements. This video takes you step by step from the basics of navigation and subject areas to advanced dashboards with interactive prompts and master detail analysis. This is designed for consultants, analysts, and finance professionals. We will move through practical examples like supplier invoice analysis, multi-business unit reporting, and executive dashboards. By the end, you will be ready to deliver actionable insights and become the go-to BI expert in your organization who builds professional BI dashboards that truly influence business decisions. Welcome to Oracle Fusion Business Intelligence Reporting System, also known as OTBI. Unlike traditional Oracle apps reporting, where you need to write complex SQL queries, OTBI eases the report creation by using pre-built subject areas. Let's see the navigation. You can access the reports and analytics by navigating to Menu, Tools, Reports and Analytics. This will take you to the Browse Catalog section. This is your central hub for report management. Here you will see two folder types: My folders for personal reports and shared folders for organization-wide access. In real-world scenario, always use the shared folder with custom subfolders for team collaboration. Now let's understand the subject area. This is the heart of OTBI. Think of subject area as a pre-built SQL query provided by Oracle. Instead of writing complex database queries, you simply select from the organized collection of columns arranged in meaningful folders. Oracle provides standard subject areas organized by modules such as HCM for human resources, financials for accounting, CRM for customer management, and so on. The major advantage is functional users can create sophisticated reports independently. However, there is a limitation. You cannot create entirely new subject area, only you can customize the existing ones. Now let's look into the security and job roles. Here is a critical point. Data access depends on your assigned job roles. Without proper security roles, your report will return empty results. For instance, to access the payable invoice data, you need to have the role like Accounts Payable Manager for the specific business unit. To assign the role, you can navigate to Tools, Security Console, and search for the user and add the required job roles. You must run user and role synchronization process from setup and maintenance after assigning the job roles. Let's create your first OTBI analysis. Start by navigating to Shared Folders and clicking New Analysis. You will see a list of available subject areas. You can select one that matches your data needs like Payable Invoice, Transaction, Real Time for Invoice Report. Next, you can select your columns by double-clicking and dragging them to the selected column area and choose the data point like Business Unit Name, Invoice Number, Invoice Amount, and Supplier Name. Click the Result tab to see your report layout. OTBI automatically generates a table format similar to Excel. You can modify this layout directly or remove the unwanted columns. Now let's make the report more interactive with the prompts. Essential parameters that allow the users to filter the data at runtime. There are two methods. One is a quick drag and drop method in the Results tab, or for a more professional report, use the Prompts tab method. Click on New Column Prompt and select your desired column like Supplier Name, and you can choose Choice List as the operator to create a drop-down with available values. When the users open your saved report, they will be prompted to select the filter values before seeing the results. Let's explore the three fundamental column types in OTBI subject area. First is attributes. These contain alphanumeric date data, identified by their unique symbol in the interface. Second is measures, your numeric columns for calculations, amounts, and quantities, also marked by a distinct symbol. Finally, hierarchical columns. These are structured data with parent-child relationship, each with their own identifying symbol. Understanding these column types is crucial because they determine how you can use data in your reports and calculations. Measures versus calculated measures. Standard measures are pre-existing numeric columns from your subject area like invoice amount or tax amount. But here is where OTBI gets powerful. Calculated measures lets you create entirely new data fields using mathematical formulas. For example, you might create an original amount calculated measure by subtracting total tax charge from invoice amount. Calculated fields created in your results tab automatically appear in the criteria tab also. This gives you full flexibility in report design. Creating calculated fields. Creating calculated fields is straightforward. In your results tab, go to edit view and select a new calculated measure and define your formula. For example, invoice amount minus total tax charge and give it a name like original amount. The system instantly calculates their value for every row in your report, and you can use basic arithmetic or complex formulas here. Analysis creation steps. Now let's walk through the complete analysis creation process. Start by navigating to Browse Catalog and click New Analysis and select your subject area. For example, Payable Invoice Transactions Real Time. Next, select your columns from various folders for business unit, supplier details, invoice numbers, amounts, and dates. Then apply the filter to manage the performance during the development and think of these as your where close conditions. Create any needed calculated fields, then save your analysis with a descriptive name like supplier-wise invoice listing report. Compound layouts in OTBI, they are default display structure consisting of a title section, table section, and selection steps. You don't settle for defaults. You can customize for a professional impact. Rename your layout like supplier invoice details and edit the title section to change the font, colors, etc. You can add company logo and subtitles. Use padding controls for proper spacing and alignment. For table section, enable alternate row styling to improve the readability and configure content paging to display a specific number of rows per page instead of endless scrolling. Let's see the dependent parameters for dynamic filtering. They are for advanced interactivity and they make the one prompt's parameter value dependent on another prompt selection. And this requires careful setup. First is to ensure your user has appropriate roles for all the data you want to access and create your independent prompt, say business unit, as a mandatory choice list with a single selection enabled. For the dependent prompt, that is invoice number, enable the checkbox limit values by all prompts and then specify it depends on your business unit parameter. Disable the multiple selections and manual typing to maintain data integrity. The result is when the users select US1 for business unit, they only see US1 invoices in the invoice number dropdown. And when you switch to Australia, the list updates automatically. This creates an intuitive and error-proof user experience. Order of precedence in filtering. We have already discussed about the column types in your OTBI analysis. Attributes, which contain the alphanumeric and date data. Measures hold your numeric data. Hierarchical columns contain structured data with a parent-child relationship. Now let's see the execution order of filters versus selection steps. Oracle processes these in a specific sequence, that is, filters are executed first and then selection steps. Think of it in this way. Filter narrows down your entire dataset at the criteria level, like applying a where clause in SQL. Selection steps then operate on that already filtered data at the results level. This distinction affects the performance and determines what data your selection steps can work with. You can remember, filters work on both measures and attributes, while selection steps only work on attributes and hierarchical columns. So, what are selection steps? Selection steps are advanced data manipulation tools that operate at the results tab level, giving you control over how your data appears in the final report. Unlike basic filters that work behind the scenes, Selection steps provide an interactive and visual control over your data presentation. They are perfect for dynamic filtering, grouping related data, and creating calculated summaries that users can see and interact with directly in their report. There are three main tasks of selection steps that transform how you work with the data. First is select members. This filters the data based on specific conditions, which is similar to a where clause but applied visually at the results level. Second is add group. This combines multiple data items into consolidated rows for summary views. And third is a calculated item. This creates a new data point using arithmetic operation and functions on existing rows. Each task serves a different analytical need, from basic filtering to complex calculations. Now let's see the select members in action. Select members gives you three powerful options. One is add, keep only, or remove specific data members. For example, you can remove all the rows where supplier type is null, instantly cleaning your data presentation, or keep only the data for a specific business unit like US, focusing your analysis. The real power comes with the parameter integration. You can override the selection with the prompt parameters. This means users can dynamically choose which supplier types or business units to include at the runtime, making your report truly interactive. When you apply the select members, the changes are immediately reflected in both your tables and any associated charts, giving an instant visual feedback. Add groups to data consolidation. Add group lets you consolidate related data into a single summary rows. If you have separate rows for credit memos, debit memo, invoice types, but you want to see their combined effect, you can create a new group called credit debit invoice type, and the Oracle automatically sums the values, showing a consolidated total in one clean row. You can format these groups to make them stand out visually. This is perfect for executive dashboards where you need high-level summaries rather than detailed line items. Calculated items for advanced analysis. Calculated items take grouping to the next level with full arithmetic capabilities. While add groups simply sums the values, calculated items can perform averages, find minimums, maximums, or create complex custom formulas. For example, calculate the average of credit and debit memo amounts and create a net invoice amount by subtracting credit and debit memo from the standard invoice. The formula might look like this: standard invoices minus credit memo minus debit memo. There is a key difference from calculated measures versus calculated items. Calculated items work at the row level on an existing data, while calculated measures, they create an entirely new column. Dashboard creation and access prerequisites. Dashboards allow you to view multiple reports and analysis on a single screen. Dashboards has the ability to bring together related information that would otherwise require opening multiple separate reports. The key prerequisite is that you must have at least one analysis already created before building a dashboard. Think of analysis as your building blocks. Dashboards simply arrange and present them effectively. Adding content to dashboard. There are two methods for adding content to your dashboard. The simple and immediate approach is click Add Content Now right after creating your dashboard, where you can drag and drop your analysis. Alternatively, create an empty dashboard, save it, and then return to edit mode. Navigate to your saved analysis in the shared folder and drag them to your dashboard layout. The system automatically creates the columns and sections to organize your content logically. Dashboard access prerequisites. One of the critical points for multi-business unit dashboard is that your user account must have the appropriate roles assigned. For example, to display the data from both the US and UAE business unit, you need roles like Accounts Payable Manager US and Accounts Payable Manager UAE. After the role assignment, always run the LDAP synchronization program. Creating master detail analysis. Master detail reports provide powerful drill-down capabilities where selecting an item in the master section dynamically updates the related details section. Start by creating your master analysis using the appropriate subject area, For invoice data, you can use payable invoices, transaction real time. Include the business unit name and invoice number, and then create a calculated measure using the formula count of distinct invoice number grouped by business unit name to get the accurate counts per business unit. Enable the master detail interaction by going to column properties, interaction on your business unit column, and set primary interaction to send master detail event. And copy the same exact column name for the details section. Drag the master column to prompts and set them to listen to the master detail event using the same column name. This creates a dynamic filtering where selecting a business unit automatically updates all the related charts and tables. Creating dashboard prompts. Dashboard prompts enable dynamic filtering across all the analysis on your dashboard. Create a new dashboard prompt using the same subject area as your analysis, and then create a column prompt based on your desired filter. For example, business unit name. After saving the dashboard prompt, edit your dashboard and drag the prompt to your dedicated section. This creates a unified control panel where users can interact with to filter all the dashboard contents simultaneously. Next is action links. Action links add interactivity beyond the simple filtering. They are customizable elements with free text that can perform various actions. The two most powerful actions are navigate to content and navigate to web page. Navigate to content allows the drill down capability where clicking a link opens another analysis or a dashboard. Navigate to web page opens external websites or standard Fusion application screens. This means you can view an invoice from your dashboard and click to open the complete invoice details. Let's see an implementation example. Setting up the action link requires you to edit your dashboard section and assign meaningful link text like view invoice details, and select your action type either as navigate to content for internal reports or navigate to web page for external sites or standard screens. For navigate to content, browse your catalog to select the target analysis. For web pages, you can specify external URLs or construct links to standard Fusion screens. The result is users get a seamless navigation from the summary dashboard to detailed analysis and operational screens. Thanks for following along. Now you have seen the steps to create powerful OTBI analysis and dashboards without writing SQL queries. Try these techniques in your project and you will be amazed at how much faster you can deliver insights.